Have you introduced equity and inclusion into your partnership? How are they effectively accomplished?
Well, I believe, you have to view everything that you're doing from an equity lens. I think that's established on the front end that this is an important part of not only the work or the project, but organizational philosophy. And there's a lot of pushback right now on equity, viewing these issues from an equity lens. And again, that's where your data comes in to really be an important part of what you're doing. And so it starts off from the beginning, ensuring that all partnerships agree to operate from an equity lens, and you establish that from the beginning, and hopefully the partnerships and the partners are all on the same page from that perspective.
Yeah, that's really good, setting that good foundation. How do you promote inclusive practices in your partnership? Do your employees and volunteers reflect your community's different backgrounds and identity groups?
I think we do an unbelievably great job of viewing our work from an equity lens, ensuring that our partners understand that we operate from an equity lens. Um, we adopted and implemented an equity department at the city to help establish that issue and that approach to doing our work. That was an important part because, again, most organizations have diversity initiatives and activities around hiring and things of that nature. But it's evolved enough that it has to be very intentional, has to be part of organizational philosophies. And that's when it filters down to the program work. When it starts at the top as a core value of an organization, of a program, then it does transfer through the project that you're working on.
That makes sense. That's good. Okay. Do you accommodate employees, volunteers, or clients and community members? Examples might be screen reader software, sign language interpreters, closed captioning at meetings, permitted service animals, or modifying work schedules for employees or volunteers based on medical or family considerations.
So I think all of our policies and practices are evolving. So, we have closed caption if someone indicates they need that. We have interpreters there if we know that someone needs that. Um, I know that we're looking at converting our policies and practices and manuals and documents in multiple languages to be able to reach different populations and audiences. And it's an ongoing process, right? It's new to organizations, to communities, and to businesses. And so we, like most, are evolving in those areas to make sure we're as inclusive and accessible to all that we can be.
That's cool. I like that. What policies do you have in place to encourage employees or volunteers to remain with you and develop in your partnership?
Well, in our equity department, um, we have policies and practices to work against and address discrimination, to address protected classes and audiences and groups. Um, and again, we have in process policy and practice that looks to identify weaknesses, areas of growth, areas that we need to address. We have a Human Relations Commission in place that looks at policy and practice to address human rights violations, human rights concerns, a place where our community members have a place to file a complaint, that we look to address, all areas of uh, deficiencies, discrimination, those things that we might not have in place. There is a remedy or a way to address it for our citizenry to complain, to share something that, wasn't done